visit the river. Look at the biodiversity in the mud and the river on the edge. You don't have to go all the way in.
Sunlight breaking through the trees, whispers carried on the breeze, footsteps crunching, hearts ignite, feel the earth is breathing, feel the wild it's calling, into the wild we roam, find the forest, feel at home, into the wild, hearts alive, where the roots and sky collide.
Hello, and welcome to the Outdoor Mama Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Jess.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Pam.
So today we are going to do a little mini episode in light of the Alberta teachers' strike, and after hearing some struggles from parents this week about having kids at home. And so today we're going to talk about outdoor education, and we are going to grill our expert, Jess, on some tips for teaching your kids in the outdoors.
I feel weird about being called an expert.
That's true. Yeah.
You are. I guess.
Own it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm super excited for this topic because I know nothing about teaching or childhood development and all the things that you know and are so good at. So I'm just going to fire some questions at you, and Pam may or may not jump in at some point. So Jess, what are some fun learning exercises that you can do outdoors with your kids?
Well, that's a really broad question.
I know. Can you tell I know nothing about this?
All right. Well, let's start with the little ones first. Okay? Because there's different activities for all ages.
Yeah.
Obviously. So my first one is just go outside, collect some sticks, rocks, leaves, whatever you got, flowers, whatever you can find.
My daughter's obsessed with rocks, so that would be amazing.
Oh, she is.
Yeah. Okay, so grab a pile of rocks and we can form letters out of rocks, right? Like practice making an A, line up the rocks. You know, we can talk about the different sounds that an A makes, what things in nature start with the letter A. You know, you can pick a different letter every day.
Yeah.
Quick and easy. Slightly older, we're going to grab a stick, draw in the dirt, practice some spelling words. Even quick and easy things. Children learn best through play. So when you're doing school at home, it doesn't have to look like school in a classroom.
Right.
That's...
It's not like an instructor sitting at the front. It's just like doing things that have like things with words or things with like learning colors, I would imagine, too, for the young ones.
They're going to be much more engaged and interested in what's going on than just sitting and writing on paper, because that's not fun for anyone.
Yeah.
No.
Let's be real. Colors. Talk about the leaves, how they change from green, fade to yellow, maybe move into orange. Like, right, all these colors are connected on a color wheel.
Right.
But we don't really think about them like that.
Right.
In life. For math, count animals. Count how many plants are in the yard. How many rocks can you find? How many butterflies? Or I guess there's not a lot of butterflies right now. It's starting to get a little cold here, but you know, science. Go to the library, grab some books. We went on a mushroom hike in August and grabbed a mushroom book at the bookstore before we went, and my kid is obsessed with finding and learning the names of new mushrooms.
That was so fun.
There's, you know, you can find books on different animal tracks. What animals live around here? What animals can you see? And really just read books.
Yeah.
Like, just keep them interested in learning more things.
And read books outside.
Read books outside. Like,
Inside, outside, wherever.
yeah. Like, you can do that as a whole family, right?
Yeah.
From 3 to 18, you can all learn animal tracks and different trees and leaves and plants together. Find out which ones are edible, which ones are poisonous. That's just a good life skill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that seemed really interesting to me recently is when we camp, we're like, well, she's so curious about all these mushrooms, but I don't want her to touch anything because I don't know what's okay and what's not. And so getting that book was actually really cool to kind of see which ones like are edible even. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And like,
Yeah, a lot of stuff we don't even know as adults that you can be learning with your kids too.
yeah. Because when have you ever in school learned about edible mushrooms?
Never. It's funny though, because as you were mentioning these things, I realized like we already do a lot of these things when we're outside already. And like my son is obsessed with the different colors of the leaves right now and loves counting like the cows when we pass by them on the highway and stuff. I guess I just never thought of like having those resources available while we're there out there, like the mushroom book.
Yeah. Well, and you don't need to buy the books. You don't even need to go to the library if you don't have a library card. A lot of the visitor centers, like I know our local provincial park, they have just free pamphlets that you can grab that have different animals. They have one on different tracks. They have one on different plants. All that you can find locally in that area.
Right.
So that's a great free resource. And all you have to do is go to the visitor center and grab some pamphlets and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, good tip.
That's awesome.
You've kind of answered this already, but are there any other tools that you use for outdoor learning?
Yeah, like I use nature in books, and then you can go to your local museum. It might not be outdoors. You know, cold, rainy day, you might not want to be outdoors. But go to the museum. They might have, different animal scat, and you can learn to identify that. And yeah, there's, find a park ranger, talk to them. They might be able to teach you something.
Yeah.
We were at one of the nature reserves yesterday learning about black widow spiders because they have one in the visitor center there.
Yeah. Don't open the container.
Yeah. My little 18-month-old guy thought it was really fun to try and grab the black widow and
Oh my god.
pulled the lid right off the jar.
That is terrifying.
I had to hold his hands back because he wanted to reach in and grab it.
Oh my god.
But the lady there was so knowledgeable, and she let the kids, she was like, oh, it's fine, just slowly put the lid back on. But she was super excited to show them the little black widow spider named Daphne.
Daphne's
oh my
so
god,
cute.
so cute.
They're great at places like that. And I think no matter where you live, they're going to have nature areas with visitor centers that aren't very far from your house.
Yeah.
So,
and they even had dinosaur fossils there.
Cool.
Which was our closest dinosaur museum is 2.5 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
But they have small bone pieces and fragments that you can see, and ammonite. I can never say that name properly.
I don't even know what ammonite is. No, I feel
It's
weird.
it's like a shell fossil.
Yeah.
You've seen them before. They kind of they're kind of iridescent, almost like a clamshell.
Oh.
But they spiral kind of like a snail.
Yeah, okay. I can picture that. I just didn't realize it had a name. Well, obviously it had a name, but I didn't realize that was the name.
See? Even moms can learn something. We can all learn together. It makes it more fun.
Yeah. I love it.
So, you may not have any challenges yourself because this is your background, but what would be some challenges of teaching in the outdoors and how do you overcome them? One thing that came to mind right away was in the winter, if it's too cold or if it's plus 40 outside in the summer, what would you do in those
Plus
situations?
40 is a bigger problem for me.
Exactly.
If it's too hot, find some shade. Visit the pool. Visit the river. Look at the biodiversity in the mud and the river on the edge. You don't have to go all the way in, like, scoop it up. You can see the little things swimming in there.
Yeah.
But it's always cooler by the water and more fun to splash around.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My kid was playing in the river the day before it snowed. But,
You actually just reminded me, like, my school, my elementary school growing up, the forest was, like, right behind it. And there was a water tower there. So water would always pool, like, underneath the tower. And I got in trouble multiple times for not coming back from recess because there were tadpoles in the puddles.
yeah, standing water. There's so much life in standing water.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can see, like, the different life stages of the tadpoles to the frogs, and then, like, geckos we would find and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And when it's cold, like I said, find a museum. Like, you can still learn about the outdoors without always having to be outdoors.
True. And there's surprisingly a lot more museums around than I think most people realize. Like,
Yeah, and they're not always necessarily labeled as a museum.
right. Yeah. Some random, really small towns around Alberta have, like, amazing little museums that don't even look like museums.
Yeah.
So that's also a really good tip.
Even where you work, they have like a museum area,
Yeah.
but it's not called a museum.
No. But there's, like, history and wildlife information and culture. Like, there's a little bit of everything.
Plus, there's also conservation officers and park rangers around. And you
Yeah.
can always question them.
Yeah, and they love when kids ask questions because they have the best questions.
And it's like a nice break from doing other things at your job.
Yeah.
You get to talk about things that excite you.
Yeah.
So go ask people, talk to them, make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't know how anything works, but I do know teachers have a curriculum they have to follow.
Yes.
And, like, there's different school boards. It's all very different here from what I grew up with. But, so how, like, for the older kids, I guess this would apply more for. Can you literally just take this curriculum and do everything outside? Like, is there any reason to not be doing this outside in the first place?
No.
Okay.
Like, even if you're like grade 11 math, take your textbook out to a picnic table and go sit in the sun.
Yeah.
I think
Like-
you said you had a teacher who brought you outside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did a lot of science class outside. I remember we were learning about the different trees and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, you're talking about fractions and stuff. This is not one that many people think about, but we use as parents all the time. If you're at a grocery store and you have a box of 5 granola bars and a box of 15 granola bars, they're different prices. Get your kids to figure out which one is the better deal per granola bar.
Oh, so smart.
Right? Like, we think about that.
Yeah.
But it's not even something we consciously realize we're doing math for.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's dividing and learning, different fractions. And
I cheat, and at co-op it tells you per item, I think, on there, on the tag.
yeah, and
Don't tell the kids.
Superstore says the price per 100 grams
Yeah, stuff
on
like
items.
that.
But
But don't show them that.
Yeah. I mean,
they're probably not going to read that super small fine print and
Yeah.
understand what it means.
mhm.
Yeah, so there's like things like that. Like, it's still doing some dividing fractions because nothing is $7 exactly or $5 exactly.
Mhm.
There's always a decimal point after, right?
Yeah.
And then, or you want to get them to do some multiplying, figure out the tax that's going to be added on after, like
Yeah.
times this by, add 5% for GST.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I didn't even think about doing, like, daily errands.
And I mean, if your younger kids are learning to spell, they can add to the grocery list for you. Tell them what you need, and they have to write it down and spell it out. And
Nice. Yeah.
I love it.
That's cool.
I was just thinking again about, like, when weather is not really cooperating. And Jess, I'm pretty sure I've seen you, like, bring nature inside.
Oh,
your
I
house
absolutely have.
before. Okay, tell us about that.
For those of you that don't know, I have a day home. So sometimes we do sensory tables. I will just collect a bunch of leaves and sticks and rocks and bring it in and put it in my sensory table, and the kids get to play with it in the house. I have brought snow into my house and built snowman in my kitchen because it was too cold to go outside and play, but they still want to play with the snow.
Yeah.
They have fun and they think it's hilarious. And yeah.
Yeah, that's so smart.
They get excited about snow. And then I've done, with science, hot and cold, have the snow and then have a tub of hot water so they can warm their hands up.
Mhm.
But they also get to see how the snow instantly melts as soon as you put it in the hot water.
Oh,
and if you
that's
mix
cool.
too much together, the temperature drops and the hot water cools off and the snow melts and warms up.
So fun. So, what would you tell parents who are nervous about keeping their kids on track?
So, when your kid is in a classroom of 25 to 30 students, they're not getting a lot of one-on-one attention, and a lot of the time spent is just on classroom management, just trying to get everyone to sit and listen. So when you're working one-on-one or one-on-5, if you have 5 kids, you're going to have a much more focused group. Even if your kids are a little crazy,
Right.
it's going to be more focused on them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you don't need as much time to do the same amount of schoolwork. For kindergarten, you're probably only going to spend 20 minutes, and they're going to learn the same amount as in a full day of school.
I didn't even think about that.
I've heard that a lot for like homeschooling and stuff,
Yeah.
that you are spending way less
Yeah.
throughout the week than you would be.
Yeah. And a lot of it is informal things that you're going to do with your kid anywhere, like read a book before bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then up to grade 12, it might be closer to like 4.5 hours. But they're a little bit more independent. That's not going to be one-on-one exactly with mom and dad.
Right.
Right? Like, they're going to be able to do some of it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So like, don't stress yourself that you're not spending the whole day doing school, because you shouldn't be spending the whole day doing school.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thought was like, oh my God, if I had kids that were like school age right now, I would have to know all of these things and like be reading books all day. And like, we would just sit outside and do it because then you could be outside. But yeah, I didn't think about the time savings and like having all that extra time in your day to do like fun activities.
Yeah.
outside.
And like, I mean, in kindergarten, they literally have centers for, at least an hour during the day. So they are just playing. And that's how children learn, is through play. They're learning social cues. They're learning how to interact with other people.
Yeah.
And then, you might practice a letter for a day, but you can do that outside. Like I said, grab some sticks and rocks. Sorry. Still getting over that lung infection. Yeah. So your more focused attention is going to take less time to teach them the same amount of things. And even if you, have the math textbook, you can read it with them.
Mhm.
It might take you some time to relearn it yourself to help explain it. I've taught everything from junior kindergarten to grade 9, and then I've tutored grade 10 and 11 math. I don't just know all these things right off the top of my head, right? Like, there's always resources that you can find, and
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have school age kids yet, but I feel better already. I hope everyone else does a little bit, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a lot of good information.
Yeah. Do you have any other tips or points that you want to make?
the biggest thing is that let them play. They learn best through play, and if you're playing with letters, get some colored sand, I don't know, like, you can play Play-Doh and make letters and make words and add numbers. You can do it all with different things. It doesn't have to be worksheets, and it doesn't have to be sitting down at a table or a desk.
Right.
Like, I think that's where most people struggle, is they want their kids to sit like they're going to be at school, and that's not realistic. Like, you don't have to do that. And like, I even saw another teachers say that sometimes she takes their kids out to the playground or whatever and tells them that their hands can dig, their eyes don't have to look, but their ears have to listen.
Oh, that's great.
So she can talk and teach the whole lesson, and it looks like no one's listening because everyone's playing in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask them to respond, they're still listening.
Yeah.
I mean, even as an adult, I can't sit still and talk to people.
Yeah, right?
Like,
Yeah.
I have to be doing something else.
Yeah.
So, kids have even more energy and are more fidgety than I am. So let them move while you're teaching.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah,
I was that kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's going to be okay. Your
Yeah.
kids are going to be fine. As long as you love them, they're going to be great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And if you're really struggling and you really just need a break because you're not used to spending 24/7 with your kids, and find a local forest school or a local learning group and go do something different.
Yeah, there's online on social media, there's tons of stuff. People talking about local forest schools and groups like that. I've definitely seen some of them, and we've done a couple things this summer. We went to a couple of them locally and actually thought it was so much fun.
And a lot of them, you might have to pre-register for a day, but it's like a drop-in. You don't have to be registered for a whole year to do it.
Yeah.
You can do it one-off programs or...
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Even I saw, you can go online and do classes with the Smithsonian.
Really?
Yeah. And different things like that. You can take piano lessons online. You can find other lessons
Yeah.
and different ways to teach your kids that you don't have to do it all.
True.
I know this obviously strays into being online, but did you know that there's a National Geographic Kids channel on YouTube?
I didn't know about the channel, but one of my friend's moms actually enrolled my kid for the little Nat Geo Kids magazines.
Cute.
Oh, that's what I was going to get mine for Christmas this year.
Yeah, he
Subscription.
loves them. I can't believe I totally forgot about that until now. But we
Yeah.
actually, every time we get one, he gets so excited and we'll, go outside usually because we just hang out in the yard all the time. And there's little cards in them with animals and it'll tell you the animal name. So I'll go through it with him and get him to guess what the animals are. And then he'll just point out all the animals in the book that he knows, or he'll ask me questions.
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's going to be on my girl's Christmas list.
Today, my 3-year-old brought me the mushroom book that we have.
Oh, yeah.
And in the front of it, before it gets into the individual types of mushrooms, it has a diagram of all the different possible shapes and what each shape is called. So, the scalloped edges and the striated edges,
Oh,
and
cool.
then the different names for the different shaped stems and stuff. And he was so enthralled by it.
Wow.
And he just wanted to keep going. He's like, now I say them.
Aw.
So, just see what your kids are excited about.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. Amazing.
I think we'll also try to share a bunch more tips and stuff through our social media as well for things that people can do with their kids, because I think that
Yeah,
And
now that
just
now that
another
I'm
resource.
Yeah.
now that I'm feeling better, we can get outside again and do more. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jess, for sharing your expertise and all your awesome tips. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to let us know. And
Message us on Instagram, Outdoor Mama Podcast.
yeah, we'll pick Jess's brain for more tips.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Outdoor Mama Podcast to stay up to date and get more tips and tricks for all the adventures with your little ones.
Leave